What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Rumour. This is episode number 56, and as we can see the calendar there, Brentford, Everton and West Ham will be our first three fixtures of Season 4 in charge of Nottingham Forest. We kicked off the season in last episode with a bit of transfer business. Moussa Niakate, who's been with the club since day one, he moved on to Anfield to the Premier League champions Liverpool. We brought in a replacement, Max Kilman, and then we also brought in another English player as well, Jacob Ramsey, both coming in from League 1. Jacob Ramsey was at Lyon and Max Kilman at Rennes, obviously both former Premier League players. Very happy with those transfers. We also sold Talisca to Lyon just before we brought in Ramsey. That I think played a part in the deal. But yeah, transfer business isn't done yet. But for now, that is the team we'll be going into the new season with. And as we face Brentford in the season opener, and Brentford, having been relegated 2 seasons ago, found their way back up from the Championship, and we face the Bees today in the season 4 opener. And historically, we have a pretty decent record against newly promoted sides. We tend to score a lot of goals and win. I'd like to see the stats, but I think we've maybe won the majority of the games we've played against newly promoted sides. So I was going into this fresh season, feeling confident. Obviously, it won't be an easy game, but I still feel good in the side. And as we run through the lineups here, there are debuts for those two signings, Jacob Ramsey and Max Kilman. Brennan Johnson is preferred to Brereton Diaz as Isak's replacement up top, and the Welshman partners Taiwo Awoniyi, who has won the last 2 Golden Boots and is only 4 goals away from 100 in the Premier League. Incredible from the Nigerian. I just want to say quickly a quick point on Thomas Frank's Brentford, as we're approaching the start of the Premier League season in real life. The Bees are doing really well. They finished, I think it was 9th last season, their highest ever finish in the league. They've made some good signings in the summer window. They brought in highly rated centre back Nathan Collins from Wolves, and they're being heavily linked with Brennan Johnson, our boy Brennan Johnson. They're being heavily linked with him, which again would be a great signing. And I just think the Bees are just going to go up and move forward. So I can see them having another strong season. Well, going back into our game with Brentford, we would take an early lead, and it would be Nico Williams, the Spaniard, who would get our first goal of the 4th season in charge. A really nice pass into him and a great first-time finish from the former Villa and Athletic Bilbao forward. And then he would get his and our second with a beautiful finish. Lovely ball over the top from Davidson Jacob Ramsey. He picks up an assist, and Williams chests it down with a great first touch and then half volleys it into the far corner. I remember him scoring a similar goal. Can't remember who it was again. Oh, Norwich, wasn't it? I think at the back end of last season, he scored a similar goal like that. Chest and half volley. Great finish from him. Wheelie 2-0 at the G-Tech Arena. Taiwo Awoniyi would test the Brentford goalie, but he would deny us a third goal. And then into the second half, Brentford would have a good chance here. Dean Henderson with a great save. The ball gets recycled out. Dean with another great save, and then he actually makes a third save there before the ball eventually gets cleared away. Bit of a crazy sequence there. Brentford have been quite quiet all game, but then they did create a chance. And then Taiwo with a brilliant chance. Very unlike him to blaze that one over. He could have sealed the game for us there. We sub off Brennan Johnson, and Brereton Diaz comes on in his place. Those two sharing that striker role whilst Alexander Isak is still out for a couple of months. As mentioned in the last episode as well, I might look to bring in a 4th striker just whilst Isak's out, because we are going to have European football coming up in the next couple of episodes, and we need to be able to rotate the squad. Well, with about 15 minutes to go, with about 25 minutes to go, Brereton Diaz, just coming off the bench, would get our third goal of the game, and his first goal to really seal the game. And then just a few minutes later, Jacob Ramsey linking up with Nico Williams, and Ramsey with a beautiful backheel assist to Brereton Diaz, who gets his second of the game. He's only been on the pitch about 10 minutes. He's got 2 goals. Jacob Ramsey picks up his second assist of the game. Great debut from the English attacker. And honestly, I was really, really impressed with Ramsey. He was just all over the pitch all game. Really good, strong start from the English attacker. And Brereton Diaz nearly got an unlikely hat-trick, crashing a shot against the bar with 10 minutes to go. What a hat-trick that would have been coming off the bench. And then late into injury time, Nico Williams with a great slide tackle to deny Brentford any sort of chance of getting a goal into this one. But We get the win, 4-0 win, and we get a clean sheet as well. Obviously, one of the board's objectives is to get 3 away clean sheets consecutively. I think that's going to be a really tough task, but we've just got the first one there. Maybe we could just, bang out that objective straight away. It was probably unlikely, but we get the. It's a perfect start, really. A 4-0 win, 2 debutants who played really well. Max Kilman, clean sheet for him at the back, and then Jacob Ramsey, 2 assists for him. It really annoyed me in the interview when they were touching on Jacob Ramsey, saying that he was a bit poor and I should expect more from him. He was great in the first and that first game. 2 assists from 4 goals. What more could I have asked from him? As we see the table, we are top. Stop the count. We are top of the table. Nottingham Forest. Yes, it is one game, but yeah, great start, and we crack on. And then a ridiculous offer came in for our left back, Renan Lodi. Now 27 years old, the Brazilian, 88 rated. Atletico Madrid, his former side, come in with a £110 million bid. Now, I was thinking, it makes sense to accept it because that's so much money for a left back, but we have over 200 million available to us. And as you can see there, Lodi is produces the highest selling shirt. So there are positives and negatives to this sale. He brings in a lot of money for the club in shirt sales, and he's just a great player as well. And I know having such a highly rated left back maybe isn't the priority position, but I also don't think we necessarily need the funds. So I actually rejected the bid. Let me know in the comments. Would you have sold Renan? I just think he's just too good. I notice him too much, but to be fair, I probably could definitely just get a left back for anywhere in that amount that would have an impact as well. But anyway, I said no. I wanted to keep him in the side as we head into the second game of the episode and our first home game of the season, and it's Everton, the Toffees, at the City ground, who they drew their first game, I believe, with Wolves, whilst obviously we won, so we were looking to make it 2 wins from 2 and potentially stay at the top of the table. Well, it would be the perfect start. We brought Brereton Diaz into the side ahead of Brennan Johnson, and the Chilean gets his 3rd goal in about, he's probably played about 35 minutes over 2 games. What a finish this is. 3 goals in 2 games for the Chilean. Beautiful finish, and it's the perfect start for us as we go 1-0 up. Max Kilman flies in with a challenge 12 minutes in as Everton look to equalise, and they would do pretty much straight away. Their new boy getting his first goal for Everton. I'm going to try and bureaucrats. I'm honestly, I've probably butchered that. He gets his first goal in an Everton shirt, and they are level, the visitors, but not for long because they would take a surprising 2-1 lead. 15 minutes in, well, we're trying to pride ourselves on some clean sheets this season, and 15 minutes into our home debut and we've conceded twice. That's pretty shocking if you ask me. We are down 2-1. Taiwo Awoniyi tries to get his first goal of the season, but forces a good save from the Everton keeper. And then Ademola Lookman, the English midfielder, would get a straight red. And it's not the first time the game the AI just lash out and receive their marching orders. I don't even think it maybe was a red card, but Everton down to 10 men and we have the man advantage, but a goal down until then. Harry Maguire, the captain, steps up and it's a looping header. It seemed to stay in the air for an age, and then the keeper just stretching for it, couldn't get to it. And we are tied here 2-2 and we now have a man advantage. But honestly, I'd rather play against 11 men because the AI just seem to go up a level when they're down to 10 men. They dominate the ball and it just rarely feels like I'm playing against 11 men. I was talking in the FIFA career mode subreddit about this issue and how I've just, whenever I've played against 10 men, which is quite a lot on this FIFA, the AI just seems to actually play better, and chances are I do concede. As you would see here, Almeida would give Everton a 3-2 lead despite being down to 10 men. I just can't control games when I'm playing against 10 men. I'd honestly rather play against 11. But yeah, anyway, 15 minutes to go. Taiwo forced the keeper into a good save, and then Williams' shot is blocked critically as we make a triple substitution. Farmer amongst those players subbed on us. Time ticks by and we're still looking for an equaliser. Ramsey and Johnson, the other 2 substitutes, they link up but force the keeper into a good save. And then 5 minutes to go, Everton looking to break back. Max Kilman with a huge challenge. Great tackle from the new boy. The ball goes to Awoniyi. He lifts it over to Nico Williams, who heads it down to Brennan Johnson. The Welshman is our hero. Great knockdown from Nico Williams. I actually thought Johnson was offside at first, but the Welshman stays on, and what a finish. Finessed, bar down, bounces just over the line and then comes back out, but it is in. And we get a late equaliser, and Frank Lampard, I mean, he's not even the Everton boss now, but he is not happy. And then Henderson has to make a save with practically the last kick of the game. Almeida looking to get his second goal and the winning goal. And then from the resulting corner, it ricochets around a bit, and then we eventually get it clear. And that would be full-time, and it's a disappointing draw. Despite us scoring in the 87th minute, it's definitely 2 points dropped. Playing against 10 men, playing at home, I just don't expect to concede 3 goals. But it's just this career mode, and it's just this FIFA. We concede goals no matter what. We score goals no matter what. We always end up being in and around the group of top scorers at the end of the season, and we always end up being in and around the most goals, the team with the most goals conceded. No matter what I do, that is just how it is. So keeping those 3 away clean sheets is going to be tough. But, let's try and bring in a 4th defender. Let's try and shore up that defence a little bit. Obviously, with the sale of Niakate, I want to bring in some cover. We tried to go for Adarabioyo at the end of the last episode, but Fulham would not allow us to talk to, would negotiate for the centre-back because they had a lack of players in that position. But obviously now they've brought someone in. We've gone in for Adarabioyo again, and we have agreed on a £22 million fee for the young English centre-back. And, he's not young anymore. I think he's 27, but we get a good price for him, and he's actually the 3rd English player we've brought in this window. Kilman, Ramsey, and now Tosin Adarabioyo. Honestly, I'm really happy with these 3 players we've brought in. I think they're great additions to the squad, and I think we have improved the side. As we run through the transfers here, obviously a bunch of youth players have gone out on loan. Talisca went to Lyon. We brought in Ramsey from Lyon. Niakate got his move to Liverpool, and we reject a bid here from Arsenal for Maxime Lopez. Obviously, we finished above Arsenal last season, so that would be, I think, a bit of a downgrade for Maxime. But he's hot. He's highly touted, Lopez. A lot of people coming in for him. And but no, we're not selling our French wizard. As we look at our Europa League group, this is the first time seeing who we face, and we are travelling all over Europe. We have Hajduk Split, FC Midtjylland, and Helsinki. So we'll be going to Croatia, Norway, and Finland in our Europa League group. Obviously, you cannot take anything for granted, but that is a very favourable group, I would say, and we are definitely favourites to win that, and I would expect to win that. The Europa League is a competition I really, really want to try and win this season, so quite happy with that group. As we head into the 3rd and final game of the episode, and it's West Ham away from home. You would have seen there Adarabioyo given his debut, first impressions. The English centre-back is put straight into the squad, as we see the West Ham team here. Obviously, a West Ham team that's now without Declan Rice. He is heading to the Emirates in real life. He's gone to Arsenal. I think it's a good move for the English midfielder. I think he'll be brilliant at Arsenal. And his last ever game for West Ham was winning them the Europa Conference League. So he'll go down as a legend, even though he has left for a rival London club. I think he's going to do really well at Arsenal. But going into this game, Adarabioyo, given his debut, we make a bunch of changes from the side that drew with Everton. A couple of early chances for either side, either keeper having to make big saves early doors, and then we would have a header cleared off the line. I just want to say quickly, Sergio Rico, the goalie in goal for West Ham now. It's just come out that he had an accident, I believe a horse-related accident a month ago or a couple of months ago. It's now been said that he is out of intensive care, so that's really, really good to hear. Obviously, wishing him and his family all the best. Hopefully, he can make a full recovery. But yeah, scary stuff indeed. But yeah, glad to hear he's on the mend, we hope. Heading into the second half, this game was honestly quite quiet in the first half. Both teams sort of cancelling each other out. Both teams having 1-1 and draw 1 in their first 2 games, both undefeated. Cancelling each other out, I'd say, was definitely the right response for that first half. But in the second half, Taiwo Awoniyi brought on at halftime. He only had about half stamina, but half stamina Taiwo is still a baller, and we brought him on, and he immediately made an impact, setting up Brennan Johnson, who gets his first league goal of the season with a great finish. And then Sergio Rico with a couple of big saves to keep his Hammer side in it. And then with just 5 minutes to go, Ryan Yates finds the sub Calvin Phillips, who attempts a first-time pass and it's given away. And West Ham get to work. Souček, João Mario, and Sesko all working the ball before Raspadori's found in the box, and heartbreak for Forest. 2 minutes to go and West Ham find the late equaliser. The home fans as well as the home players sent into hysterics. I felt like even though it was a tight game, we had done enough to win this, but it's about game management and, ultimately if you have to pass the ball around the back for the last 5 minutes of a game to seal a win, it seems like that has to be done because in injury time, it just feels like there's always a chance. That the AI is always given a chance and 9 times out of 10 they score it. And that's definitely. We talk about 2 points dropped at home to Everton. That's definitely 2 points dropped there, and we could have been looking at 3 wins from three and a perfect start to the season, and instead we're looking at 1 win and 2 draws. And an additional negative point there is, we were 2 minutes away from keeping our second consecutive away clean sheet, and we only would have needed one more away clean sheet from our next game. We would have completed that objective already, but. Yeah, I mean, still undefeated after 3 games, 1 win, 2 draws, but it definitely could have been 9 points or at least 7. However, I'm only at fault. I'm only to blame for that. So, still a relatively decent start, but I definitely want to do more. But that'll be the end for episode 56. I hope you're enjoying this series. Drop it a like if you are, and I'll catch you in episode 57 very soon.